Hey guys, you're hanging out down here at Tindol ROUSH Performance, the #1 Roush dealer in the entire world. And that's not the only #1 thing. This one, for a couple reasons. First off, it's the first serialized Roush Nitemare truck, so you can own #1, but only right here from Tindol ROUSH Performance. And also, it takes the #1 spot for fastest production truck in the entire world, with a 0 to 60 time of under 4.2 seconds, with that TVS 2300 supercharger putting out over 600 horsepower. So we're gonna take a look at a couple exterior features, then we're gonna jump in it, give it a test drive, and see how much power it really has. Okay guys, so starting off with the front end of the truck, of course it screams Roush, just like our Roush F150. Roush badging right across the front. We're gonna have the marker lights, and of course the LTR, which is the low temp radiator, with that aeroflow pocket that takes all that air centralized to that low temp radiator to keep that supercharger running efficient. Obviously with 600 horsepower, you need that cooling system, and this truck has it. The Roush Nitemare with a high-performance Continental tire wrapped around that 6-spoke dark Roush wheel, 22-inch wheel, as well as the Roush Charge graphics, the center matte black graphic coming across the hood, and then also you're going to have your F150 with your Nitemare badging. Let's take a look at the back of the truck. This truck looks like it has a lot of similarities that our Roush F150 does. As you can see, Roush graphics, matte black, with the Nitemare coming through. You're going to have your square R hitch cover, of course, your tonneau cover that folds up, and then let's talk about exhaust, because I'm going to tell you, this truck sounds so mean when it starts up. Let's hear it. As you heard, that's the 3-inch Roush Nitemare side exit exhaust. That sounds awesome. This sounds like a beast going down the road. Let's take a look at the interior, then we'll get this thing on the road. Okay guys, so for being the #1 truck, we were trying to get it to us, so we didn't go with as many variations as far as interior options. So as far as the interior goes, it looks like a base F150 minus, as you can see, we have the Nitemare Roush badging, serializing #1, built in 2017. So with that ado, let's get this thing on the road and see what it can do. All right guys, so safety first. We're gonna be driving the 2017 Roush Nitemare, serialized #1 out of Tindol ROUSH Performance. We're gonna go for a little test drive here, check out some drivability features. Right now, I'm gonna be just driving it on standard drive mode. It does look like there's a manual mode, also our sport mode that all F-150s are equipped with. We are currently driving the single cab. It does come in all cab configurations, so anything that you see the F-150 with as far as 4-door, super cab, crew cab, single cab, the Roush Nitemare will come in that variation, which we have coming in next. We have a bunch of these trucks coming in, so we're going to check out a couple things here. One, of course, the power. The TVS 2300 by Roush Performance, 600 horsepower, and they say it's 0 to 60 in 4.2 seconds, making it the fastest production truck. So I'm pretty excited about that. We got the high performance Continentals on here, 6-inch spoke, 22-inch Roush wheels, Roush. Anyways, let's kind of see what this thing has. So traction control's on and everything. We're just gonna kind of see this? This is what we call the Roush grin. For clear reasons, it just makes you smile. I mean, hearing the exhaust, feeling the power, this thing had some get up and go. I do have traction control on. I am just driving in drive mode. We are going to switch it into sport mode here. Double click. Oh my goodness. You can just see the whole cab shift back. Being a single cab truck, it just feels like all the weight is going on those rear tires. Those Continental tires are sticking like no other. I thought I was going to have an issue maybe with getting out a little bit, but nope. It sticks to the ground and goes. know any other word to come up with. I mean, truly, this thing just flies. It hooks up. Those Continental tires stay under us, and it just goes. We're gonna flip around here and do a 0 to 60 time. See if we can get that 4.2 seconds. What I'm gonna do is I'm going to leave traction control on while enabling sport mode, and we'll see what we got here. Camera set up. To drop the accelerator, we'll start the timer, and we'll go. So let's check it out here. There it is. Woo! It's pretty quick. It's pretty quick. Alright, we're gonna flip around here. We're gonna give it another run, 0 to 60, so we can kind of pinpoint them, get back to the office. I'll check how close we got. Camera set up, round 2. We'll stop right here on our mark. We should achieve the 0 to 60 by the time we get to that camera. We'll check it out here. Here we go. So recapping on the 2017 Roush Nitemare truck. So first off, I'm going to say, as far as rating, power-wise, it's a 10 out of 10. Those Continental tires, they stay under the truck. The launch is awesome. You just feel the negative G's the full time you're pulling through. We did the 0 to 60, and you saw the results. They were awesome. Also, drivability of this truck, I give a solid. Okay, guys, you have to realize it is a truck. I give it a solid 7 or 8. And the reason I say that is because obviously you feel the tendency of the high CG points. So when you're in the turns and stuff, I always think a street truck, I want to be able to take the turns pretty good. We're actually getting ready here to take a pretty good corner. Yeah, it sticks through. We're leaning out a little bit, but it is a truck. But I give it a solid 7 or 8. Suspension-wise, I wish we can get a little bit lower. That is my personal preference of a street truck, is get a little bit lower, especially on a single cab like this. We have discussed potential putting on the Ford Racing lowering springs to get this thing a little bit lower. We'll see what that looks like. I guarantee it'll happen in the near future. But overall, I mean, this truck, super fun to drive. Like I said with the Roush F150, you feel the power, you hear the grumble of the Nitemare exhaust. It looks great with those 22-inch 6-spoke Roush wheels. I enjoy driving it. It's a lot of fun. It's a truck, and it's fast. So I'm going to mark this one off on my list, the 2017 Roush Nitemare truck. We're going to go back to the dealership, talk to Lyle, the crazy Mustang man, Sturgis, get his seal of approval on it. We're going to start selling these things. You're going to contact him if you have any questions, and we will see you back at the dealership. See ya.